Hi! Welcome to this part of my guide and review of the FlexTale Solo Adventuring Toolkit. If you haven't seen the other parts of my guide and review, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to take a look at the 4 quest templates for a chase quest. In my previous video, I gave you the structure for all of these templates. They follow, or rather they use the same elements, but with a different configuration. We start with the most simple template, the Simple Thief Chase template. This is a very easy to understand diagram. You will see it on screen. You have a query. So you are basically chasing someone or something, perhaps a supernatural entity. Perhaps if you are playing a sci-fi adventurer campaign, you are chasing an AI-controlled vehicle or a vehicle that went haywire. So you are chasing something. You reach that person, that object, anything. You catch it, you capture it, you meet up with it. Maybe it's not a hostile endeavor. Maybe you are just trying to meet up with someone. Maybe it's a low fantasy medieval adventure and you're trying to meet up with a non-player character. You reach your quarry, then the condition of capturing it is fulfilled, and then the quest ends with some sort of reward. Like I said in my previous video, it could be a monetary reward, a social reward, etc. Anything that you are trying to accomplish that is related to your objective when it comes to the wrapping up of the quest. Then we have the gang chase template. This is slightly more complex. This time you are chasing multiple queries, multiple non-player characters, multiple objects. Perhaps it's a magical object, a sort of sword or shield that starts to float towards a particular direction and you're trying to go after it. There's a lot of flexibility as to how you can handle these quests, but for simplicity's sake, let's say that you are chasing 3 bandits. So the risk is higher. If you are a single player character or a group of player characters, these are several individuals that you are trying to perhaps capture or just reach them and reach a certain conclusion or perhaps an agreement. It all depends on the adventure. So the problem lies not in chasing after them, although because they are a group, they could think of ways on how to leave you behind, on perhaps carry out misdirections, getting you lost so that you do not catch up to them. It all depends. But once you reach them, because there are several individuals, there's more difficulty when it comes to potentially capturing them. Maybe you are a bounty hunter and now you need to capture these dangerous individuals. Or maybe you just want to meet up with them to inform them of some sort of a revelation, depending on the story or the plot rather. But because they are a group, maybe they will present several counter arguments or at least attempts at arguing back. And because they are a group of individuals, they will reinforce their own perception of reality. So it won't be too easy to convince them of something. So that's the way you can handle this gang chase template. Then we have the split gang chase template. This is more complicated. You have a gang of individuals that split up, and now you will have to go into directions or paths that you did not expect when you first started this chase. This obviously is going to take more time. I think the risk of one or more of your targets or queries to escape is greater because you're going to be spending some time chasing after them. Perhaps if you have a party of adventurers, you could also split up, but it's always risky to split up the party. So this is definitely more complex and more difficult when compared to the other quest templates. In the case of it being a hostile chase, you don't know if traps are going to be set up as you are moving along different routes, or if they are going to prepare ambushes, etc. And even if it's not a hostile chase, maybe you need to talk to several dignitaries or diplomatic envoys. Now you need to spend some time with a certain part of the group, while the other part that split up is going in another direction. So yes, it's truly a more difficult matter to handle. After that, we have the Multilocation Chase template. This one is very interesting when compared to the others because locations feature more prominently in this chase. In the other chase templates, the locations are not that important, it all depends on the chase itself. But here, you are carrying out your chase in specific locations. Like I said, maybe you are looking for some, perhaps, criminals or some enemies or villains, and you need to go into this valley to find one of them. But then you need to go into the necropolis to find the other one. And now you need to go into the mountains to chase after your next target. So unlike the other chase templates, where the locations are determined by the actions and the events and the adventures and misadventures that happen along the way, along the quest, the locations are going to be determined by the paths, by the routes that you took while chasing your quarry. But here you know that they are running about that valley. You know that they are moving about in that mountainous area. So you know about the site, you know about the dangers that you will face, or at least you have a good idea about them. So different segments of the quest happen in very particular or significant areas. And this concludes this part of the guide and review. In the next part, we are going to talk about slay quests, which, as you can imagine, they are a bit more straightforward and less roundabout when it comes to their flow. Thank you for watching this part of the guide and review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending drive-thru RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.